Maybe you're carrying a weight around that you shouldn't be carrying. Because in Matthew 14, it tells the story of the disciples being on a boat that was being hit hard by the waves. And in the midst of that, Jesus comes walking along the water towards the boat. And it says that when the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified and were like, it's a ghost. But Jesus said, hold on, it's just me. Don't be afraid. Peter said, Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you on the water. And Jesus said, well, come on. And it says that Peter got out of the boat, walked on the water, came toward Jesus. But it says when he saw the wind and he was afraid, he began to sink and he cried out, Lord, save me. You ever felt like that? Peter was okay until he took his eyes off Jesus and he turned his eyes toward the waves and all the things that surrounded him. He began to sink in the water, almost like he had a weight that he didn't need to be carrying. All those things that ended up grabbing his attention away from Jesus, all of those things existed before Peter ever stepped out of that boat. See, the only thing that changed that caused him to sink was where his focus was. When his focus turned to the world around him, the weight of that world began to become so heavy that it almost drowned him in the water. Remember, it's not about walking on water. It's not about your problems. It's about getting to Jesus. Love you.